Hello everyone. So this is my part 2 video on inverse functions, and if you watched my last video, we started to analyze this function right here, 3x plus 1. In order to find the inverse for this function, well, I talked about what an inverse is and how to determine if a function has an inverse, a valid inverse. And we found that the 3x plus 1 passes the vertical line test, and since it does, it has an inverse. So we found the inverse by switching the x and y's, right? This is actually a y, and we solved for y, right? So we isolated y, we made it be, all alone, and we got this function right here, x minus 1 over 3. Okay. So, and I promise that in my next video I am going to show you how to, if you didn't want to really do the whole algebra work of finding the inverse function, but you just wanted to graph it, so you wanted to really do everything graphically without any algebra, I promised you that I would make a video about that, and I will. Although I recommend to know both the algebraic way and the graphical way, but it's all up to you. I'm just going to show you how to do it, so it's whatever you're comfortable with. So I copied it. This is a table of values for our original function, 3x plus 1. And so the basic step to finding the inverse, first I'll actually graph this quickly to show you everything. I'm going to explain everything graphically, so you're not completely lost in my words, because I can confuse myself sometimes. Okay, so 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. I always want to make tick marks. 5, 6, 7, 2, 7, and then 3, 6, 10. Well, roughly it looks like that, roughly. Okay, great. So this is right there. And how do you graph the inverse of this? Well, it's a really easy step. The only thing you have to do is actually switch your x and y's. So what I always do, if I want to just do it graphically really quick, what I do is, all you have to do is switch your x and y's. I always make a table of values, just a table, sorry, not a value, just a table, and I write my switched x and y's. So here in this x column, we have a 0 and a 1, this pair right here. All I have to do is switch the x and y. So now my x will be a y, which is a 1, and my y will be an x, which is 0. You know what I mean? Hopefully. For 1, 7, 2, 7, 2, 10, 3. And that's it. When you graph this, you will see it will be your inverse. So if we graph it, 1, 0, 1, 0, right? 4, 1, okay, 7, 2, 10, 3, 10. It's not the best job, but okay. So if I just sketch that, and actually if you pick negative numbers right here, if you pick negative 1 and you get your y and then switch your x and y, you will get the point for this part of your function, but you will get a function looking like this. So your inverse, this will be your f of this is f of x, and this is f inverse x. Okay? But there is one thing that helps you understand this connection and how, graphically looks as an inverse of the original graph. What you have to actually do is, imagine the line y equals x. So you can I usually draw a dotted line of this function. So y equals x is just a straight line, right? And it looks something like that. And after doing that, you can see it's these graphs, they are reflections over the y equals x. They are reflections of each other over the line y equals x. Okay, so what I mean by that is this distance actually is the same thing as this distance. Okay, this and this. Why did I do that? But they're the same distance, and they are reflecting. So this line is going down this way, but this is, if you look at the inverse, it's really the opposite, right? It's like a mirror. This y equals x acts like a mirror. So I find that pretty interesting. And I think that's all you really got to know. This is a shorter way, just a quick way. If your teacher asks you graph it, I don't think you need to do all this. If you have a lot of time, you know, and if it's required, then yes, absolutely. This is the, you know, more secure way of doing it, because you can plug in any x value and you will get your inverse point. So that's how you do it. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below.